This belief was palpable in our community, and it rippled throughout the world, to say the least.
But she was still willing to sit beside him and make a commitment toward reconciliation.
Today is bittersweet.
3 weeks ago, Global News cameras spotted the Prime Minister on a family vacation in Tofino. He was contrite when finally accepting this invitation.
I had the opportunity this morning to apologize to her and to the community in person for not having been here on September 30th.
The political back and forth has overshadowed what this community has urged the Prime Minister to see firsthand for months: the site of suspected graves at the former Kamloops Indian Residential School.
It was envisioned that it would be an opportunity for him to interact with a wide array of survivors, intergenerational survivors, and many different First Nations.
In their meetings, the First Nation again stressed the need for full, unfettered access to student attendance records from residential schools, funding for a new healing center, and more help supporting surveys for other unmarked burial sites.
He needs to understand what we went through.
Rose Miller attended the school from 1949 to 1953. At 80 years of age, she can't move on until these demands are met.
I think it's only proper that the government takes some responsibility to find the other bodies that are buried here. I'm sure there's going to be more, and they need the money to do it in all of the other ones across Canada. It's very important that we have a closure to it.
After the Prime Minister left, Indigenous leaders here say it was simply a photo op for the Prime Minister, that he offered no concrete timeline for the issues presented to him. And many Indigenous communities are watching what happens in Kamloops because they too are dealing with suspected unmarked graves right across the country. Donna?
Robin Gillen, Kamloops, BC, thanks. And for more on Trudeau's visit and what the federal government is actually doing and prepared to do, let's go to our chief political correspondent, David Akin. David, what did the Prime Minister show up with during his trip to Kamloops to Secwepemc First Nation?
Well, he showed up with yet another symbol, Donna, in this case a commitment to lower the Canadian flags on the next National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. Might be a nice gesture, but it was pretty clear that Indigenous leaders at this point are looking for more than just symbols, more than just another contrite apology.
I think we're beyond theatrics, platitudes, and words. And as stated by many Indigenous peoples in this country, we need to see action.
As your cabinet comes to be in this next Monday, do something concrete. It's really important.
Well, David, clear message there. The Prime Minister told they want concrete things, that actions speak louder than words. What do we expect in the weeks ahead in Cabinet and the throne speech?
Well, let's start with the throne speech, another symbol that's going to be read for the first time by an Indigenous person, an Inuk woman, Mary Simon, our Governor General. That's important, and it's a symbol again, but people want concrete actions. We heard today about funding for healing centers, funding to find more of these lost burial sites and residential schools around the country, and those will have to be somewhere you would expect in the throne speech. One of the other symbols right now, of course, is we've got that water problem up in Iqaluit, and that reminds us how the Trudeau government in 2015, 6 years ago, promised to eliminate all drinking water advisories. We still have 32 communities tonight who don't have safe drinking water, and so we come back again to frustration among First Nations leaders. All the hopes, all the promises of 6 years ago, and really the Trudeau government not living up with their actions.
All right, David Akin in Ottawa, thanks. In Manitoba, officials are expanding their rollout of third doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. All First Nations people living on Manitoba reserves are now eligible for a third dose. Health officials say the test positivity rate is significantly higher on reserves than in the rest of the province, and they're urging all of those eligible to get a third shot.
First Nations communities are seeing breakthrough cases of COVID-19.
More Manitoba lies.
Who are fully vaccinated. Due to the context within First Nations communities, it's essential that we decrease transmission as well as.
I can't get proof of my QR code proving that I got double vaxxed. Nor can my mom, and she's 80.
To speed up the rollout of booster shots for seniors, third doses are being administered to residents of assisted living and long-term care homes.